happy spring. We are about a week into April right now, and I am in such a spring cleaning mood. I just did like a whole closet purge. I actually got like 2 bags worth of clothes that I'm going to be donating. So now I also want to do my bookshelves. So I try and do a bookshelf purge every once in a while. Just like go through my shelves and like see the things that I've had forever that I'm not reaching for, or I've kind of like lost interest in over time, or ones that I have read and didn't like. And I'm kind of in the mood for that. So as you can see with the shelves, I do have a lot of like space that I'm not really using. There's a whole shelf down here that's just candles. I have a lot of like face outs that I could definitely like be able to not have face out and save so much space. So I think my goal with reorganizing and unhauling is going to be getting rid of this entire shelf right here. I want this one gone. I want to sell it. These ones I bought last year. They're like actual nice IKEA Billy bookshelves. This is a knockoff of a Billy bookshelf, and you can see how bowed the shelves are. Like these were not meant to hold actual books. It's sold as a bookshelf, but it actually means like a couple of books and some knickknacks, not a shelf full of books. So this has gotta go. It's time for it to leave. So that's the plan right now. I kind of have like a rough idea of what I want to get rid of, but I'm gonna try and be real harsh and just get rid of it if I like don't really have the interest anymore. So wish me luck. A bunch of books off the shelf that like I probably want to get rid of. There's a few more that are maybes. Not 100% sure yet. I'm gonna reorganize the shelves, and then like if they can fit nicely, I'll keep them. But if they don't, then I'm just gonna get rid of them. So the ones that I'm for sure getting rid of, I'm gonna get rid of the entire Serpent and Dove trilogy. I have read all of these. I did like them, but I don't love them, you know? And like these are chunky books and they're taking up a lot of shelf space, and I really want my shelves to be like a good look at like what I actually really love. And like while these are good and I do recommend them for a fun fantasy romance, they're not my favorite. I don't ever think about them. I'll never read them again. And yeah, they're just not like, they're not my faves, you know? So these ones are going. This one might get me in some trouble with the booktube community, but getting rid of Leave Bartugo. I have read the Shadow and Bone trilogy. I have not read Six of Crows. I started it at one point and I hated it, so I'm getting rid of it. I DNF'd it, and I kept meaning to like try it again because people love this series so much, and I'm like, I'll give it another shot. I'm never going to. The Shadow and Bone trilogy, again, same as Serpent and Dove, it's a fun series. I liked it. Didn't love it even when I read it, and I'm never gonna read these two, so why am I keeping them? So goodbye to these ones. Illuminae by J. Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. I've had this book on my shelf for years and I've never even thought about picking it up. Like I'm interested in it because of the like mixed media elements to it. Like that's super cool. I was curious about it for that reason, but I've heard some questionable things about J. Kristoff as a person, so I'm like, I'm not super keen on getting into his books. And yeah, like I've literally not at one point have I reached for this book ever, and I've had this on my shelf for I don't even know how long. At the very least, it's been like 5 years, maybe. I don't know. It's been a long time though, and I've never looked at it. So this one's going. Girls of Paper and Fire. This one was gifted to me by my friend when she was unhauling it. I believe it's the Owl Crate edition, maybe. This one has a cool concept, but again, it's been on my shelf for years and I've never reached for it, and I don't think I'm going to. I really don't like books that focus on assault as like the main plot point, and that's kind of what this book is. The main character is a concubine of the king, I think, or something like that. Either way, like the whole premise is sexual assault, and I'm really not okay with reading about that personally, so this one is not for me. I'm also unhauling Everless and Evermore by, who are you? Sarah Holland. Read these, liked them, never thought about them since. So I have also read Havenfall by this author, and again, same thing. I liked it, not enough to read the sequel. So these are just very like meh like average YA fantasies, and I don't feel the need to keep them on my shelves. The Wild Ones by Nafisa Azad. I'm so sad about this one. I wanted to love it because, like, first of all, look at this cover. Like, just beautiful. I love it. And like the premise is really, really cool. Like it sounds like it would have been right up my alley. But when I tried reading this book, I hated the writing style. And so like, even though I love the concept, I'm never gonna pick it up again because like I can't really get past a dislike of the writing style itself. That's not gonna change. So unfortunately, not for me. The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. I've had this book, I don't even know how long. I was a teenager, definitely. Because yeah, I stole this book from my mom's ex-boyfriend and they broke up when I was like 16. So it's been a long time. And once again, one of those books that I have on my shelf. It has a cool concept, but I've never one time ever reached for it. And because this book is so popular, if I ever do want to read it, I can read the audiobook or an ebook or get it from the library. I'll be able to find it, so I don't need to keep this on my shelf for like over a decade, you know? Prince of Fools by Mark Lawrence. This one was also gifted to me by my friend when she was unhauling things from her shelf. And then lastly for now is The Queen of the Tearling series by Erica Johansson. Same thing, on my shelves for years and years and years, and I've never reached for them. This one I bought brand new. I think it was a birthday gift to myself when I turned like 19, 20 maybe. Like it was a long time ago. And then I found the sequel at a used bookstore for like $4, and I hate that they're different heights, so like seeing it on my shelves makes me angry, and I'm also just not really interested in the series anyways, so saying goodbye to these. And now it's time to reorganize the shelves. success. I do have to figure out where to put my little cup of bookmarks. I need to actually use some of the candles that I hoard, and then I'll have space for that. And then I did have to unhaul a few more as well. So, well, actually a lot more. So I'm also going to be unhauling 2 years, 8 months, and 28 Nights by Salman Rushdie. This one was assigned in university, and I tried reading it, didn't love it. I've read a different book by this author that I really enjoyed, but this one just wasn't really hitting it. Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman. I wanted to keep this because like I love mythology of all kinds, but like Norse isn't really my favorite, and I did try and read this and couldn't get through it, so I guess I could get rid of it. Kind of sad about getting rid of this one, but like ooh, it's a bookmark in here. Nice. But yeah, like I'm never gonna read it, so it's just taking up space, and I literally could not fit it in the spot where it would go, so bye. Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Eames. I'm interested in this one, but like I don't need to own it. If I ever do want to read it, I can get it through audiobook, so this one can go. This one looks really funny though, so like I definitely do want to read it at some point. I just don't need to own it. Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert. Read this a long time ago, never thought about it since then. I like the movie better, to be honest, so goodbye to this one. A Work in Progress by Connor Franta. I used to be a huge fan of Connor Franta's YouTube channel. I haven't watched him in years though, and like while this was a beautiful memoir and there is like some really nice like photography in here and everything, once again I have not once touched this book since finishing it, so I don't need to keep it. Persepolis by Marjan Satrapi, I think. I was assigned this one in school as well, and I don't think I actually finished it. I definitely said that I did in class, but I don't think I did, and I can't see myself ever finishing it, so this was going to go as well. And then these were 2 textbooks for a class that I had on critical theory. Never read them. I had to buy them. I intended to read them for class, and then I think I opened them like twice. Didn't actually read them, so getting rid of these ones. I am keeping a few other of my textbooks that I did actually read, and I did and I do just want to have for like sentimentality, but these ones I don't need to keep these. So there are the stacks. Pretty good amount of things that I'm getting rid of. How many is that? 25 books that are making their way off my shelves and into either a used bookstore. I'm gonna try and sell them first and make some money off them if I can. But if not, they'll be donated to either a used bookstore or a thrift store. I lied, there was more. I'm also getting rid of my entire manga collection. I don't read manga anymore. I haven't read most of these. Like I've read most of these ones here, but I've read like the first 3 Naruto and that is it. So I don't need to keep these. So here is the updated shelves. I might end up doing a little bit of rearranging just in terms of like the genres. So I have all of my books organized by like subgenre since I read mostly fantasy. So like up here I have the Schwab shelf, and then I have my Portal fantasy books, and then sci-fi, and then Maggie Stiefvater shelf down there, and then these ones, all of the Cassandra Clare. God damn, she has so many books. And then we go into the like generic fantasy, into all of the witch books, and then we've got a couple of piratey books right there, and then more kind of generic fantasy. That's what I might switch around just to kind of keep all of these with all of these, or these with these, sorry. But yeah, these ones from like here over, these are like fairy tale-esque books. And then we have all of the vampires. And then down here we've got old textbooks and art books, memoirs, poetry, some psychology stuff, middle grade and children's books for fantasy, and then like YA and middle grade contemporary. This shelf is kind of a mixture. We have some like historical fiction, some classics, and then these are just kind of there. The romance shelf, ghost books, adult fantasy, and fairy books. So yeah, that is the bookshelf spring cleaning and little mini tour as well. Now I have to work on getting that shelf sold as well as all of the books, try and figure those out. But yeah, I feel much better having things kind of be condensed and things that I actually like on my shelves now, so that's always nice. But yeah, tell me how you organize your shelves. I love hearing people's different like methods for organizing, so I would love to know. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.